Hey guys, thumbs down. It's Friday, so we're doing our errand day, and I'm gonna do a little free library.
We're going to indoor playground.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the indoor playground with the big turf field.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do a little free library, little free library haul, and a Dollar Tree book haul too. We'll see if we pick up anything good. I have a few books over here to donate, so thought we'd take you along for a ride. Come along with us, hang out. We're gonna go off to our first one. Are you gonna look for any books today, do you think? What kind of books are you looking for?
I don't want a zombie book.
Ooh, I wonder if we'll find any. And which book are you getting rid of?
That scary one.
Yes, Willer thought this one was too scary, so we're gonna give it to another kid and pick up a zombie book, which I guess is less scary. Well, we'll see you at the first stop. Okay, we're at our first little free library. I'm gonna give Hansel and Gretel and Pax to this one, because that's near the school, so let's see what we got. Okay, so I just used the Little Free Library app for the first time, and it's so much easier. You could actually find the locations around where you are and then click on them, and it will give you directions to that place, which may seem obvious to everybody else, but that's not how I was doing it before. So we're doing some in a town we don't usually do them in. And I'm gonna unhaul this Elizabeth Burke book, Open House, which I really enjoy, but I have 2 copies of it. So we're gonna unhaul this one. And I think that's it for this box.
Yeah.
What happened with this one, Willard?
Maybe everybody took.
So we found one, but it looks a little broken. There's no books in it, but like, should I leave a book to rejuvenate it? Or there's no sign saying like, don't leave books. Maybe we'll leave one book. What do you think, Willard?
Good, not this one.
No, that's your new one you got. We'll leave one, give it a little love. What the heck? So here's another one that is shut down. Do you see that? We gotta update our app. We gotta get our app updated, huh, buddy?
Why is that one closed?
I don't know. I think we're gonna run some other errands and then maybe try in a different area. Okay, we finally found one with actual books that seems to be functioning, so I'm gonna drop off my last 2 and call it a day for our little free library tour. I'm dropping off The Sea Beast Takes a Lover. I actually DNF'd this. It's a bunch of short stories. The cover looks really cool. It just did not deliver for me. And I'm dropping off Blue Moon Promise by Colleen Coble. I pulled this from my TBR jars this month, and I just have no interest in reading it, so I'm not gonna. I'm gonna cross it off my GoodReads Want to Read from pre-2020 and give somebody else a chance. So let's see what they have. Maybe we'll find something good. Okay, we're at the Dollar Tree. We're gonna do a Dollar Tree book haul and see what they have, if there's any new goodies. Okay, we are at the Dollar Tree and I see some pretty covers. So let me flip it around and show you what they have today. Hello and welcome back. I do not know if I introduced myself when we were driving around, so if I didn't, I'm Emily Jean. And we're gonna do the haul part now. So what books did I end up picking up? Let's do little free library books first. We picked up some fun ones, I think. I hope. We'll see. So the first book that I got was The Pearl by John Steinbeck. I have actually read this before. I could not tell you when. A long time ago. And I think I remember enjoying it, but I would love to reread it because it's kind of a classic. It's not a very long read. If you aren't familiar with The Pearl, it was written in 1945, and it is the story of a Mexican diver named Kino who discovers this pearl, and it's gonna like bring his family so much wealth. But what Steinbeck's really talking about is like the fallacy of the American dream. So the idea that wealth is going to change our lives and bring us so much happiness and joy, and where the errors in thinking come with that, and where we kind of lose our innocence a little bit when we realize what happens once this wealth is achieved, or if it is achieved, or if it's never achieved. So it's kind of a good little book of wisdom. So I'm excited to check this one out again. Then I was so excited to pick this up because it has no cover, but look at this note. The cover may have been eaten by my dog, but trust me, it's a good read. So I looked up the title, you know, from what I could see, and it's called The Light Between Oceans. When I looked it up on GoodReads, it had 4.03 stars and tons of ratings. Like 428,000 ratings. So apparently it's a popular book, and one of my friends had marked it want to read. So I scooped this up, and it sounds so interesting. So it's about a couple who I think have been trying to conceive a baby but have been having difficulty. The husband takes a job as a lighthouse keeper, and then the wife hears the cries of a baby or a young child, and they take that baby in as their own. Then I think the birth mom comes and claims the baby, and that's where trouble ensues. That's where the tension comes in. I don't know, but that sounds like a great premise, so I'm excited to dig into this. Oh, and it's by M.L. Stedman. Then I picked up this one. I love bees, and I thought this cover was really sweet. This is called The Hour of the Bees by Lindsay Eager. On GoodReads, it has 4.19 stars, less ratings, but 5,000. Still a fair amount of people who have read this and taken the time to review it. But look at the back, it's so sweet, and it says, things are only impossible if you stop to think about them. So it kind of has like a middle grade feel, but I don't know, I'm not sure what age range it is, but it feels a little bit like middle grade, just kind of the font, and let's see. Oh yeah, Carol is a 12-year-old, so probably middle grade. So she visits her grandparents for the summer, and her grandpa's like super grumpy, and she's kind of avoiding him. But then she starts finding herself drawn to him because he's telling all of these like crazy stories about a magical tree and a lake and the bees that are going to bring back like the rain. There's been like 100 years of drought, and so it's about her like finding kind of this balance between what's real and what's magic and what her roots are. It just sounds really intriguing. So I picked up Hour of the Bees. And then I picked up a ton of kids' books from the Little Free Libraries. We picked up an ants book. We picked up a space book. We picked up this Margot and Mateo Save the World, and a couple little like early readers. So always great to find kids books in the Little Free Libraries as well. So that's it for the Little Free Library haul. Are you ready for the Dollar Tree book haul because I found some really cool ones, a mix of nonfiction and fiction this week, and I'm so excited to show you. Okay, so this one has been at the Dollar Tree the last couple times I've gone, and I have not picked it up, but this week was the week. This is Little Boy by Lawrence Ferlinghetti. And this cover, I just couldn't stop looking at it. And I didn't originally pick it up because it only has 3.68 stars on GoodReads, but I was like, oh, something's calling me to this and I just need to pick it up. So when I looked it up, I guess Lawrence Ferlinghetti is really well known. He's written like a 1 million copy poetry book, I think, A Coney Island of the Mind, which I feel like I've heard of, but I definitely have not read. So this is his like final musings on life, but it's written as fiction, biography fiction, I think. And a couple things that it was saying was that it's a closing statement about his highly significant and productive 99 years on this planet. These biographical reminiscences are interweaved with Allen Ginsberg-esque high-energy bursts of raw emotion, rumination, reflection, reminiscence, and prognostication on what we may face as a species on planet Earth in the future. So it sounds super intriguing. Again, only 3.68 stars and only 376 ratings, which I think is so odd. If he has a book that sold 1 million copies, wouldn't people be more interested in this? I don't know, but I'm going to read it and we'll see. We'll see. And the other fiction one I actually did see the last time I was at the dollar store as well and didn't pick up, but I just kept thinking about it, kept thinking about the cover, kept thinking about the premise, and so I picked it up this week, and it's called The Guardian Interviews by Michael Clary. I definitely think this is self-published, or was at one point, and then maybe was picked up by a traditional publisher. So this is the first in the Guardian series, and it's an apocalyptic world, zombies, and one day there's like footage of this guy who's only been known as Legend. I don't think he's known as Legend like the movie, but there's this legend and lore about this incredible zombie warrior, and one day he's caught on footage protecting a bunch of people from zombies in a square, and so then he's known that he is real, and I guess it's kind of his story. Oh, he's known as the General, so it's about the General bringing hope back to humanity. It has 3.85 stars on GoodReads, only 246 ratings, and I'm really excited to check it out. And then the next 3 that I picked up are all nonfiction, and one of them, oh my god, I need more people to know about this. I really hope that it delivers, because I'll be super disappointed if I didn't. But I'm going to make you wait until the end for what that one is. So let's talk about the first one, which is The Eating Instinct by Virginia Soule Smith. This is Food Culture, Body Image, and Guilt in America. So I guess the author's daughter had some sort of medical incident where she couldn't eat, or she had a fear of food or a bad reaction to food. And so Virginia went on this journey of like figuring out where our relationship to food and trying to help her daughter feel more comfortable around food. And so she's gathered all these people's stories of food and our communities around food and food culture and the pros and cons and how do we create a healthy relationship with food again. So I think this will be really, really interesting. This has 3.98 stars on GoodReads and 901 ratings. It was published in 2018. An exploration both personal and deeply reported of how we learn to eat in today's toxic food culture. Very intrigued by this. Okay, and then this was another one I've seen a couple times, but I didn't pick up, but I must have been in a nonfiction mood because I really wanted to pick this one up, and it's called Little Soldiers, An American Boy, a Chinese School, and the Global Race to Achieve by Lenora Chu. I think I was drawn to both of these because it's moms who learned or saw something through their children's experience that they wanted to explore and find out more about. So for Lenora, I think her son was born in America. They moved back to China, and like the best school in China with the most successful kids was right down the street. So she put him in this school and she saw him becoming so productive, so high achieving, but she also started to notice some other behavioral changes where he became less creative, less drawing, more focused on like doing what other people said. I'm not quite sure yet. I haven't read it, but it's like the behavioral changes she noticed, and she wants to know at what cost are we creating these high achievers, and is it worth it for the rest of the world to try to keep up with this global drive for highly intelligent kids? Driven by parental anxiety, Lenora embarked on a journalistic mission to discover what price do the Chinese pay to produce their smart kids, how hard should the rest of us work to stay ahead of the global curve, and ultimately is China's school system one the West should emulate? So I have a little bit of experience working in the public school system. I've been a preschool teacher. I did RTI, intervention work in 3 through 5. So I am really curious about the education system. I definitely know and believe that we need some changes in our current system. But I'm so interested in learning other approaches and ways that we could shift and change it for our kids growing up today. So I think this will be hopefully eye-opening, thought-provoking, all of the above. This is Little Soldiers by Lenora Chu. It does have 4.16 stars on GoodReads and just over 2,000 ratings. And then the final book I picked up. I'm so excited. The final book that I picked up. Look at this cover. What? The Undiscovered Islands. So this is all about, and it's nonfiction. So these islands that supposedly existed at one time, they're written in text, they're like on maps, but they don't exist anymore. And so it's an archipelago of myths and mysteries, phantoms, and fakes. Discovered 24 islands once believed to be real, but no longer on the map. Explore products of imagination, deception, and human error. An archipelago of X-islands and forgotten lands, from the island of the Seven Cities to the cold north of Thule and the lost island of Lemuria. This is an atlas of legend and wonder and wondrous illustrations throughout. What? I love mystery. I love lore. I love illustrations. I love the idea of islands that were on maps that don't exist. So I am really excited to check this out. I hope I love it, because if I do, I'm going to spread this book far and wide, because it only has 269 ratings on GoodReads, which means if this is awesome, more people need to be exposed to it. If it's not awesome, maybe I understand why. It has 3.61 stars. And I hope that these tales are really fun and really intriguing. Okay, and that is my little free library and Dollar Tree book haul for this video. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really appreciate you guys. Sending you lots of good energy, and hopefully I'll see you in another video very soon. Bye guys.